Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Thursday market webcast. Okay, so we talked about these three moving averages yesterday: the 50-day, the 100-day exponential, 20-day simple. They tested the 50 yesterday, traded as high as 45.80, and the bears stepped in and pushed it back a little bit, and they're rallying a little bit this morning. But the reality is, as we go over to the hourly chart here, we're creating another consolidation area, which makes a lot of sense. So we did, we was a really wide consolidation. We broke out, we ran up, converted the monthly pivot, really had an opportunity to convert and leave behind the daily mid-band and really reach up for this 50 exponential. I'm sorry, this is a 50 simple, 46.20. They didn't do it. I mean, we're back here now. So thank you, Meta or Facebook or whatever the hell you're calling yourselves. The bulls will not be writing you thank you notes today. The bears will. So it was a solid day of trading. Really nice long you could get in and just kind of be in, and then solid short just after the bell that gave you a little bit more with the second chance. We weren't in the short. The earnings news actually knocked us out of the back half of the long that we were in, and then we adjusted short, which is fine. I would have liked to have seen a little more out of the bears last night. So it spent all of Globex fighting over the daily midband, the 20-day simple moving average. You can see it here. So it's been tight. It's been a lot of chop. Couple decent little trades in there as you go, but for the most part, we're gonna have to wait till 9:30, let it open up, see what it wants to be relative to this hourly mid-band. Remember, they've been really good support. They've been below it all night. If they can stay below it, and if they can close below the 20-day and close below the monthly pivot, then they have an opportunity to work things back towards the 9-day. And then this really becomes a two-sided market, which is a great trading tape from our perspective. We talked about, these are the areas where the bears need to make a stand. Well, they're trying to make their stand. The hardest part historically about bears making stands anywhere on the chart is, okay, you step in, you push it back. Can you follow through? Can you follow through? There's a whole lot of following through they're going to have to do, right? I mean, this has been a solid 300 plus 350 handle rally. And where do they really regain control on an intermediate to long-term basis? Sub 42.12, a close below 42.12. Otherwise, we're just in another range, which is fine from a trading perspective. But I'm just, a little bit bigger picture, farther out. They still have to take out those lows. And what's interesting is, whether you're talking about the market in general or whether you're talking about an individual stock or whatever it is, look, you can make a big old low. You can rally it back up to the 50, and then you can start to push things back down. But, lower high, you need the lower low. Otherwise, what we're in, really, if they come in and make, we get a big push down here and we push back up, what you're in is just a absolutely massive triangle between 48.08 and 42.12, which, personally, I would love to just trade the hell out of that for a few months, and the room will do. I mean, that's great. That's great stuff. It's pretty rare, but it's possible. So how do the bears get there? Close below the 20-day, close below the monthly, and at least it forces everybody to have the conversation. Lose this high today, close above 45.80 today, heading into jobs tomorrow. And if jobs is where they want it to be, or the reaction is what it is, I do not game any of that stuff. You guys know that, anybody that's followed me. But if jobs get you up over the hump, then you're really talking about the original breakdown area from January 12th, January 13th, in and around 4,700. So the problem with taking the market down as hard as they took it down is it leaves gigantic air pockets to the upside. So the bears have to fight against that. But hey, they're absolutely in the conversation. This is a two-sided conversation today, for sure. And what's door number 3? We just keep chopping in here. You got, I mean, between monthly pivot, daily mid-band, the 100-day, there's a whole lot of stuff to fight over here. Whole lot of stuff. And we can end up just staying here for a few days. I draw another one of these friggin' rectangles, and then we just wait for it to either break out or break down. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think the tape needs to take a break. And taking a break doesn't necessarily mean it comes in. That's the mistake that people make, is when something goes up a lot and it pauses, everybody piles in short and goes, well, that's it. Not really. Sure, that's it for ripping up like a Saturn rocket, but it's just, if it just churns some of that stuff off and then it keeps going, and then, everybody, typically people hate rallies, and then they really hate the rally because they get caught leaning. So don't start throwing darts at highs. Make the bears prove to you that they can make lower highs and lower lows on the short term. And a lot of that would involve, you got to take out the Globex low, which is 45.20. You got to take out this consolidation area from Tuesday, and ultimately take out 44.74. So we'll see. So where's price hanging out now? You got volume weighted average price 45.33. That's sitting right on top of 45.32, which is the daily mid band. That hourly mid is 41.75. Proprietary moving average and the 5-minute mid are sitting between 45.29 and 45.30. So, 41 to 28 is going to have to figure itself out earlier rather than later. You got the ECB rate decision press conference going to start in about 20 minutes. They didn't do anything with rates. Earlier this morning, the Bank of England raised their rates by 25 basis points. So, and that did exactly nothing to the market. Nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. They went from 45.30 to 45.24, and then they rallied it. So, one day at a time, but the bears, baby steps, they have to capitalize on pushing back yesterday. All right. Everybody have a good one. Be safe, be healthy, take care, trade them well. Come join the room, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.